Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Time again for another knife of the day. This is one knife out of a 5-knife series. It's the Hinderer XM18 3.5-inch blade version. It's the Skinner, and it's part of the vintage series. Hinderer Knives Vintage Series. And I'm just so happy to have it in my hands. So, I haven't been following Hinderer. I like Hinderer. I love the half track that I have. I've owned some of the older Hinderer XM18s. I've never owned a Hinderer XM24. So, let me tell you a little bit about the Hinderers. And I'm going to go through this series, but not in one video. I'll do the knives knife by knife because I want a record of each knife. And so you'll see those as we go forward. They won't be back to back. I'm going to mix and match knives on this channel. But I came across an interview that Hinderer had talking about his vintage series knives, and I knew nothing about it. It was 2 months ago. I'm recording this on June 3rd, 2020. And, I'm stuck in the house because of the virus and all of this. And I just got online and went crazy over this series, looking up everything. And so I got that collector's fever. I don't know how much of a collector you guys are. Obviously, you can see I have an illness. And every now and then, there's something I just have to have. And I shouldn't have been spending the money on it, but I just had to have it. So I started going and checking out every distributor because these things have been sold out. And I didn't just want one, I wanted all of them. So I've owned a Skinner before. I trimmed that to one of you guys a year ago. I loved it. It had red G10 on it. So I love the big Skinner. When it comes to Hinderer, XM18, there are two types. There is a 3-inch blade type, and there is a 3.5-inch blade type. This is the XM18 3.5-inch type. And then there is an XM24, and that's a 4-inch blade. Over the next couple of weeks, you'll see every single type of those, including 2 fixed blades with the vintage series. So I'm hearing Hinderer talk about it, and then I found one and then searched. I couldn't go to sleep. I mean, literally, I was losing sleep. I wanted them so bad. So let's talk about this series. I keep saying over 400 knives. I haven't counted them. I'm just enjoying them. But at some time, I will be trimming my collection several times. I'm not doing it now, and boy, do I have a lot of knives, because it is very stressful to go outside. I'm 60 years old. I'm in that virus category. Let alone go and stand in a line for hours at the post office to be greeted by postal workers who have been working very, very hard. I just don't want that drama and that stress in my life. So once everything clears up, you'll be seeing some trimming. So I want to put that. Don't ask me if something's for sale. You guys know I trim the collection to you guys on this channel only. All right? So I want to get that out of the way. But knowing that I'm going to trim a lot of my collection, and probably within a year or so, trim it all except for what I want to keep to pass down to my kids and my grandkids. This is a series of knives that right now is on top of my list of keeping. So the vintage series, Hinderer collects old firearms from, 19th century and that sort of thing. And he wanted to make knives the old-fashioned way. And so what he did was he used O1 steel. O1 steel is a cutlery steel that has been around for, I don't know, over 100 years. It's high in carbon. It is not a stainless steel, which makes it easier to sharpen. So that's where the cutlery stuff is. But it is not a stainless steel. And then this coating, you'll see this black coating. That is not DLC coating. That's something called parkerization. I mean, it's parkerized. Parkerized. They did that with old guns and other kind of steels. You can't use it on stainless steel, so it's perfect for O1 steel. And it prevents it from rusting. So this will get a patina and everything, but this is a very good coating for rusting, okay? To help that non-stainless steel blade. Old-fashioned steel, old-fashioned coating on it. They then, on all of these, he wanted to use walnut, real walnut on the handles. These are real walnut handles. We've had some of the fake wood handles, which are fine, but this is real walnut on all of the handles that you'll see. You'll see the hardware. Okay, that's anodized to look bronze. That's not bronze hardware. But they did a good job with making it look bronze. See through, you see the standoffs. I mean, it really works well. Okay, so it's not bronze hardware, but it's anodized to look bronze. Now, that's the wood. Here's the titanium on the back. And what they did was they anodized this twice to give it this old look. He says it looks like one of his old rifles, you know. And so you can see that it's not quite bronze. It's kind of a greenish, old greenish look on it. And then you see the hardware. You'll also see this is the only Hinderers that are numbered. And these are numbered. This is number 1577. All of them are numbered. The fixed blades that I have, you know, they're in the 200s or so. I don't know how many total that he made. Okay, so it is an XM18 3.5-inch Skinner. It's just like my other Skinner, except it's not. It has O1 steel. It's not stainless. It's parkerized. So you can see where I went, oh my goodness, this could be a set that lasts me a lifetime. And it's used and sent down because I have an XM, you'll see later, 18 3-inch, this XM18 3.5-inch, and for the first time I bought an XM24, which is a 4-inch, and then I have two fixed blades with different blades. So that's a full set. So like I said, 3.5-inch blade. You take away that choil right there, and it's 3.1-inch edge. The entire length is 8.2 inches total. The weight is 5.6 ounces. 5.6 ounces. And man, for that heavy blade and the action is unfreaking believable. It really is wonderful. I love my other Skinner. I love this one a lot more. Okay, I just do. I want it a lot. I like it a lot more. This is the smooth textured walnut. All of these flippers come in smooth walnut or textured walnut, which is very textured and gives you a little bit more grip. I have found by the time I got to buying these knives, first of all, I had to go all over the country, and all of the knives are bought from different places. The smooth scales were available. The Skinner was more available than the Harpoon XM18 3.5 inch. I couldn't find a harpoon. I'm still looking for one. But wow, I'm sorry. It's perfect in hand. It's perfect for an old man to use wherever I spend the rest of my life after this pandemic. It's great to have my son or my daughter, my grandsons to get their old man's old knives. I'm so proud to have these. I had to have them or I would never sleep. It is right hand only. Right hand. It comes tipped down, but of course, as you can see, it can go tip up as well. Of course, it's set for every Hinderer thing. You know, Hinderer sells a lot of different things that goes with these plates. But look at the anodization. Is that wonderful or what? It looks like an older knife. It feels like a high-tech knife. It looks like something that will wear just beautiful. The knife of the day is part of the vintage series of Hinderer knives that I was lucky enough to track down and find. I shouldn't have bought more knives, but I did. It's the XM18 Skinner. I've missed my Skinner since I sold it to one of you guys. But it's the vintage series. 3.5 inch blade, 01 steel. It's an old cutlery steel. A lot of carbon, which means it's great to sharpen, easy to sharpen. It is not stainless, but Hinderer has Parkerized it. That is not DLC. And it's a coating that helps it from getting rusted. Anti-rust prevention. And of course, real walnut scales. And then they anodize the back titanium. Look at it. To make it look old. There is a stainless steel clip in there, anodized too, to look bronze, so that it's steel against steel and will not wear down as much. Just a really nice knife. That is the Skinner, the vintage series. Put it up against the Spyderco in Dura, and put it up against the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Just a great knife. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Oh, Spyderco. 3 new knives coming from Spyderco. 2 of the 3 I've been waiting for a long time. You're going to be excited about them. I have my fingers crossed. I hope they come in the next day or 2. But you can see it here on the Keith Kevin Ken channel. We have a whole bunch of other knives. Remember, we have 4 more vintage knives. I have a lot of Striders I haven't shown you. Yeah, I have some Microtech automatics. I spent way too much money, should not have. I think I'm just going to concentrate on my Spydercos, but I'm happy to have the knives. And I'm happy to have you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. I appreciate you all. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.